so I can make sure it's... Come on, thing. Pick it up. At the train station. Going to the shrine. I think we should visit the house first. Ooh, no visitors. Should we knock again to annoy her? Say the same thing. No fun. Clothing. Scary spooky. Is the killer falling? Anything funky at the bridge this time? Yes? No? Maybe? Go to the shrine. Well, I couldn't go talk to the old lady. She was screaming at me, so, you know. Let's see what's going on here. Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of a shrine maiden. She saw me approach and stood there frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. Familiar presence watching from the shadows. Bum bum bum. No. 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 I'ma do nothing. You can't make me. I won't. No. I don't care what you say, Mask. No. 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 I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. You? The detective from before? Why are you just standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize? Now? I haven't heard from anyone in 6 months. Please only talk to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. After that day, I'm sure the police came by and told you that I was only following procedure. But that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel like myself and I lost control, putting you at risk. Sounds dubious to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth? It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, Detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the red-headed girl was after, and she denied owing anything. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that the mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry. Listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't even care about any of that. Truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry. Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and something I don't. He won't even tell me how my parents died. Where does your brother live now? He's an instructor at Kendo Dojo in Asakusa, in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the Kendo world. It sounds like that'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, Mai. Bum bum bum. So we're off to go talk to her brother in a Kendo dojo in Asakusa. One crow, O Raven. Shall we attempt the grandma's house again? The blood-splattered stained cloth. Knock knock, my dear. Nope, still won't let us say hi. Go away! No visitors! Time to vamoose. Bye, sir, train station man. And there we go. Off to Asakusa. Bum, bum, bum. My investigation up to that point had led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Turns out his Kendo dojo is well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking for was sensitive, and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could result in officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. So the questions I ask, I bet to be careful. Inside is a traditional tea shop, but it doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. Well, there's no fun. Octopus balls? Why not? Hello there, would you be interested in buying some of the finest takoyaki in Tokyo? Sure, sounds great. Love it. This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at a food stand at a festival. They will make you question everything you knew about octopus in ball form. Who can say no to that sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Wow, you're right. This may be the best takoyaki I've had. Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands. My professional went down for buying takoyaki? That's no fun. Tourists, most likely. I can hear them speaking English. Ugh. English isn't great, so I doubt they'll be of much help. But I wonder what they're talking about. Hello there, is there something we can help you with? Huh? I don't speak wait, Japanese? Your Japanese is perfect. Since I'm a college professor, I'd probably be out of a job if it wasn't. I'm no college professor, but I work for a Japanese software company, so I'd be a bit in trouble too. Don't look at me, I just live here. Well, not in Tokyo. In the suburbs. Whoa. I didn't think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry. I never would have thought. Would you prefer to speak in English instead? No, I mean, no, please, Japanese is fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy. I guess I don't see people wearing yukata this late in the year. Is there a festival or something? No, we came to Asakusa every year and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. Guess it makes us stand out more than we already do, huh? Don't knock tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold, though. You guys come here every year? You must know the area pretty well by now. I'm looking for a kendo dojo where Takashi Kawana works. It should be in this area. Kawana? Why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, right. He's the kendo instructor at the dojo right behind. I wouldn't be surprised if he became a master in time. Supposedly he's very particular about who he trains. I guess he doesn't want to waste his time with people who aren't serious. Makes sense when you think about it. With how good he is, he must get a ton of wannabe kendo masters coming to him. Seems like he trains a lot of police, too. In the time we've been standing here, we've seen a few go in and out. All that, and I think he's still in his 20s. For someone so young, he must be under a lot of pressure. No kidding. I've heard talk of an interdepartmental kendo tournament. It's become a matter of pride for different regional departments. Wish my work had martial arts competitions between departments. Nothing would work out more than spoken tension between me and my boss, like a good smack to the jawline. Police fighting each other, huh? That must be pretty brutal. I mean, I guess police in Japan don't really have to use force all that much, though. Yeah, anyway. How do you know so much about the dojo? I mean, I live in Shinagawa and I don't know anything specific about it. You see, it says it all right here on the dojo's flyer. He was out here about 10 minutes before you came, handing them out. Kind of seemed a little prickly, though, so we didn't talk to him. I admit it wouldn't have been much cooler if we'd known all that off the top of our heads. But we're glad we were able to help you regardless. Makes me feel a little silly now trying to learn more about him from a flyer. Considering he trained so many police, I'm surprised I never heard of him until now. Are you associated with the police somehow? Huh, oh, me? No, of course not. I'm an investigator, see? Like a private detective. Listen, if anyone comes by asking about a female detective, just, sorry. I don't speak Japanese, right? Exactly. I appreciate it. Anyway, I should get going. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for the information, guys. Our pleasure. Good luck at the dojo. Let us know if you learn any kendo tricks. The men in the department always puffed out their chests when they talked about the kendo competitions, like it was going to impress me or something. Never paid much attention to it. Still, it's strange that someone related, however faintly, to the mask has yet another tie to my old life. Takashi Kawana sounds like an interesting guy, but very serious and not keen on strangers. At least I didn't have to use any English. That would have been a disaster. Alrighty then. This looks like the dojo I was looking for. Has a very traditional aesthetic. In we go. Who are you? Detective, huh? I recognize you from the papers. This is about Mai, right? I have a few questions about your family. Mai said you could help me. She did she? How'd you get that out of her, I wonder? I'm sorry, Detective. I don't know anything about my family that would be of use to you. I haven't even asked you anything yet. Good. Let's keep it that way. At any rate, I'm busy. You can see yourself out. Ouch. Well, that didn't help. Well, that didn't go well. Maybe Mai will know how to soften her brother up. Do I seriously have to go back and forth? I'm gonna have to go all the way back to go visit Mai. Really? Really? I want some more takoyaki. That could be true and real. Oh, I wonder if it gives me any. Nope, just gives me another option to buy more. If only you could buy it through the TV screen. It sounds so delicious. Leaving Asakusa. So guess where we're going now? Back to Kamakura. Back to talk to Mai. Whee! Has she changed her tune yet? Go away! No visitors! Nope, hasn't changed her mind yet. Oh, I can run! I found the run button! It's a miracle! Sorry, random. Hi, Mai. By the way, I suck at talking to your brother. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found my big brother alright. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm with you, Ito. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way. But if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything else. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, Mai. No. No more stupid little Mai. I'd rather be hurt and aware than happy and ignorant. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, Mai. Nope. Now we gotta go see the grandmama. She's not going to yell at us and tell us no visitor. Go away. No one here but us crazy grandmas? And we're running! Whee! Oh, I see a kitty. Is that a kitty? What is it? Oh, no, it's a dead crow. Lies in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay. It's covered in dried blood. The maggots have been eating its remains. It wasn't there earlier. It's hard to tell from here because I am sitting back away from the TV a bit. It almost looked like a cat. The grass back there looked like a tail curled. I said no visitors. Leave me alone. Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. Mai? Oh, Mai. It's you. Please come in. Yes, come in. Wait, what is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I felt something, and you were going to free me from the past. Free you? Are you talking about the mask? Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it, like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, Detective? A dark place, where those we've lost reside. I'm so old and have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. I miss her so much. If only I could have found her. Emiko? You mean Mom? Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born. Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking such things, Mai. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to see Takashi. If you don't tell me the truth, he will. Mai, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done what I could to protect you and your brother. Please don't go down this path. You look so much like her, you know, your mother. And you, Detective. Perhaps my granddaughter is too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen, what you think you're able to do. But keep my family out of it. We've suffered enough. You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family. Tell me, do you know the story of Izanagi and Izanami? Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ito's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going. Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times, you don't seem to grasp its importance. I think it would be useful for this woman to hear it. Izanagi and Izanami were the first of the gods, known to us as the Kami. According to legend, it was the drops of ocean water that fell from Izanagi's jeweled spear that created the islands of Japan. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realm of mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the natural world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kagutsuchi, the Kami of fire, she was horribly burned and suffered mortal wounds. As she lay dying, faced with her mortality, new Kami were born from her suffering. Kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed, Izanagi was inconsolable. In his rage, he struck down the child that killed his love. Unable to accept her death, he ventured deep underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Distraught with grief, he wandered the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try and ask the gods of Yomi no Kuni for permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see her, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Izanami, enraged, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. After narrowly escaping, Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into the world. Yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop. Grandma, you're talking about stories and myths. We're talking about real things. The story might be a myth, but there's truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they're unnatural, unclean. Heed my warning and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Emiko, and then you show up. Mai, come here. Come here, my sweet child. We must keep you away from her. No, Grandma, I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore. No, you can't. You can't go. We must protect our family from outsiders, Mai. You're reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal. Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Ito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kami and spirits. Takashi might hide things from me too, but at least he makes sense. This time he's going to tell me the truth about everything. About Mom and Dad too. No, stop! I'll tell you how your parents... how they... You can't, can you? You've never told me how they died. The reasons always changed from every time I asked. No, Mai, please. You must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there, and they haven't forgiven me, can't you see? They? What are you talking about? You're insane. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon. Don't go, please. Goodbye, Grandma. Bum bum bum. So they were taken to the dark place? I'm sorry. She's gotten much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Come on, let's go see Takashi. And we're running, and we're running, and we're running, and vamos. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, where do you think you're going? Maya and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother, and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult. Her grandma can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Serious. Bum bum bum. Alright, Grandmama, what'd you do? Go away. No visitors. Okay, go back to the shrine, maybe? Okay, can't go back to the shrine. Investigate the crow again. Why would we want to pick it up? Okay, it gives us the option. Ugh, good thing I'm wearing gloves. This had better work. Okay, why are we picking up a dead crow? Why do I have a dead crow? Oh, my God. I told you about how I don't like, about the blood, and blood's not really my thing. You see the germs and... Okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy. I'm just going to... Okay, that explains why we picked up the dead crow. Oh dear, did he just faint? Sure looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. Alright, well that explains that. Alrighty then. Interesting. Back to Asakusa we go. Oh, brother! No, we're not eating food this time, sorry. Mai, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to talk to you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely, if you needed to talk to me, you could come yourself. No. If I came alone, you just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. See? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away. So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. That's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. Mai, I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was looking for. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it? I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past from you. Excuse me. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes. And so much more. I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Common Kai, of which our parents were members. A cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. It was a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simple life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and careers to follow this mystic and live at a compound. The Common Kai was one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand. But when I think about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was at the compound, but why they had it, or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of the Common Kai left who know? No. You see, there are no surviving members. They died. All of them. Including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark, and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me trailing behind. Once we were back in Tokyo, several days later, Grandma told me our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak about it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it wasn't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring what happened couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even spent more time trying to find out about the common Kai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died while part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live normal lives with the stigma of the common Kai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made the choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in sewers holding nothing but the mask, the same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air. Or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Oh, wait. Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't understand any of this. You were in the dorms at school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you. I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, you've helped plenty. But I have to do this on my own. Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't get involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Alright. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister and may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, Mai. You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. Mai's not here, so there's no need to be coy. No doubt possessing that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have imagined on my own. There were always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint. Though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in. An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he might be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally about other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Bum bum bum. The mask. I want some more takoyaki. Into the tea shop, please. Oh. Welcome. Come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come and speak with you. Oh? And how is Mr. Kawana? Still as prickly as ever, I suppose? I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Common Kai, the group that his family got mixed up in. Ah, a more difficult question than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru, Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Common Kai, or the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. But that itself is the essence of history, layer upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like that one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Common Kai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive though he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance? Like why? Now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see the visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Togemasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ha! My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you with any level of comfort? I'm not sure. But I do feel something. Maybe hope. It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes. Knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such importance would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by wishes and our ends from the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in the universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads in life are cut short and which are followed? Should we say chance or fate? Choices. We like chance. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Control? Huh. To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of all that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Common Kai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah, yes. A more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. That's a good word. I like that word. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry. It is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shed a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. Haha, I'm sorry. I jest. It concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer? Huh, that's me, right? Although you carry it, it does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right side this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. He's right outside? This won't take long. I'll be right back. Is it the guy at the takoyaki store? Is it a good thing I bought takoyaki from him? The old tea shop next door? Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. He might be a little nuts. Then again, It might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Aw man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask Kit for him some pointers instead of spying on him, eh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something and has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Huh? Oh geez. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spend a lot of time outside it, and half the time the door's wide open. So one day, a few months back, I decided to take a look around, and nothing suspicious or nothing. I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff lying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on the standby for when it happens, you know? So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then, he was going through some particularly tough times. His wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Oops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I got this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure he'd still be here. That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. Wanted to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know? I think it helped, for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about him. He hasn't been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's ex-wife, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some papers and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef and we can make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passerby and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate. Shinjuku? Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right? You know him? Small world. It's probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him takoyaki stands are still the future of the cuisine and to get his butt over here. Haha. I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. Oh, we get to go visit Daiso? Hey, Daiso! And no, that does not bother me whatsoever that, I was talking to a ghost probably. To Shinjuku! Yo, Daiso! Let's see if I can remember which building was Daiso's. Sorry, the shadow was bothering me. I don't think this is it. That's not Daiso's. That's not Daiso's. Oh, maybe that was Daiso's. I went too far. Yes, it is Daiso's. Hey, Yami, how can I help you today? Hey, Daiso, how are things? Oh, you know, same old, same old. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows? It was pretty random. Huh. Who'd have thought? So is he still selling takoyaki at his stand? Did he say anything? He is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Yeah, you talked to Haruto alright. Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? Yeah, the only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Yami. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that dolt's bringing me stuff all the time. Always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently. After a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh, no, that's fine. That idiot. Always running his mouth. Frickin' traitor. Those were just some, hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much is all. I'm sorry, Detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso. Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though. Back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait here a sec. I might have it in the storeroom still. Dang it. Sorry, Yami. Hold on a sec. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Here it is. It's yours, Detective. Huh. No wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Reina. No, Ruby. See, it says so right there on the cover. Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. Wonder why we keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. See you around, Yami. Take care, Daiso. And going back. Bye, Shizuku. It was nice as we knew you. And back to Asakusa. Back and forth we go. Bum bum bum. So do we go immediately into here? Or do we talk to him? No. Okay, so immediately into here. Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me Reina is the mask bearer you talked about? That's hard to believe. Does it surprise you? After all, it is she whom you see in the dark, is it not? The dark. That's what the collector called it, too. How'd Reina get mixed up in all this? I only know that somehow the girl's path and the masks collided, as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see history as something in the distant past, involving old men in black and white pictures. But that book and the girl are as much a part of the history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. As Teen Idol, an ancient order, and the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now, all forming a neat and tidy line. Reina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell in some cult. It doesn't add up. On that, detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? With how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times, in the year 1333. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace and prosperity and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and so many after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nida clan, loyal to the Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded and left a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and Nida clans, embroiled in their quest for the empire, could not see the roles they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kamen-kai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories who went by the name of Chikako Shichijo, the last survivor of the Kamen-kai. Okay, so whatever the Kamen-kai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right? No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Chijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded. To become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer? The Kamen-kai used the deaths of all those people to create this? Why? Legend has it that the Kamen-kai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceases to be and time holds no meaning, a place where cause and effect could be changed. Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that? To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the door. To a mortal mind obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely, a power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness. It's true, isn't it? All of it. Sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back. Some doors, no matter how strongly they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the common Kai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the minds of all who come into contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark, just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected to it. That is a mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Common Kai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Common Kai under Takamasa. They existed, and then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There are many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, or that someone within the cult snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep within police records, and though I remain curious, it is not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Common Kai may help light your path to the truth, though I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering, can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective. Bum bum bum. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything I've experienced. Everything I've experiencing? A little bit of English typo there. It's like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. Sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travels in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't understand it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer, but how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I met them, I'd enter their world and could start to understand, however faintly, what was going on. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication. Impossible though it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understand the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Common Kai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. It's the worst that could happen. I should head to HQ and see what I can find. Or should head to the apartment and get your medications. It won't let me back out. So it's gonna force me to go to HQ. It won't let me go anywhere else. Alright. Well, I think this is a good stopping spot. It'll let us arrive. There's the mask symbol showing that we're done. But anyway, I think this is a good stopping spot here for today. We'll see how it goes. Next couple days, work's been crazy, so hopefully I can get back to streaming a little more often. But yeah, so far this is very interesting. We've gotten some historical dramas and murders and, you know, insanity tied in. So, we'll see what happens. But, until then, I'll see you guys later. I'll also probably try to pick up Persona 5 again. So, talk to everyone later. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Bye bye for now.